Hi guys, Troublemaker here playing City Skylines, and yeah, this is Trouble in Rockford. I'm about to hit another level of my cities. So what I did last time was, I've had this misrepresented incorrectly. I moved the lumber yard and what are the ones? Steel Central, and I moved Coppertown over to Woodchuckers and Miners Demesne. These are my new industrial areas, one for ore and the other one for forestry. The forestry one is struggling with too many overeducated workers and not enough employees. I have built a pretty substantial network of mass transit, which has netted me closer to 7,000 people using my mass transit, which puts it about 8 or 9%, which would make it basically an average U.S. city. Substantial mass transit use would be around, 55% in New York City, 45% in Jersey City. I think Rochester is probably in the 10 to 15% marker. These are just New York State ones, places with prominent stuff. So these guys don't have enough goods to sell. Well, that's rather unfortunate. That means that we're not producing enough goods, and that also means we're not importing enough goods. Now, I do have this train station over here, and the hope was that this would supply our commercial businesses, and they would have enough goods to sell, but doesn't look like it's entirely working. Ha 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 ha. Looks like they'll be needing some other means, and abandoned buildings everywhere. One thing I did do, I didn't really notice until now that it's actually very advantageous. Recreational use makes pot legal, increases tax income, increases tourism, reduces crime, but increases my police budget. And I kind of giggle because it's three good things for one bad thing, and police budget's not that big of a deal. I mean, if it decreases crime, then I need less cops. So the increase in police budget would be for nothing at all. So yeah, I've just been, doing my little things here and under there. Squeezing a fire station right here. 60 grand. I don't know if I even need it yet. The place is not nearly industrialized enough. I still have a small demand for industrial spaces, and they are building as they come. Ooh, I could use an incinerator here, because these guys need garbage too, and one over here as well. If that makes sense. They love incinerators. What? Why are you unhappy? Why are you people unhappy with the incinerator? Anyway, so momentarily I'll be stepping into a mega city, which will place me in the end zone of developing my city. Now, so this is planned to be a fully industrialized area. There will be absolutely nothing here that will be residential. Maybe on this side perhaps, because this is a very large area, so maybe this area could be a residential area. Just means they have to go through industry to get through. I don't know how much I agree with that, but on the other hand, it is a fast way to work, and we do have the train line here. So there could be good, could be bad, who can tell. So I have a number of tiles left. So this one's definitely a great candidate. It's just big, giant open area. I mean, yeah, it doesn't have a lot of connections or anything like that, but it's a huge open area, so that's good. And then after this, I'll have one more tile that I can purchase. And it might be this one here, up here. That looks moderately good. Moderately as in modestly good. And yay, Megalopolis! I unlocked monuments, and I have 2 times 2 structures. And monuments have to be unlocked. So you hover over them and they'll say, like, construct a tax office. Oh, construct the expo center. Blah, blah, blah. Construct this, construct that. And these are all here. And they'll say which ones they work towards unlocking. And I have most of these unlocked, so I can actually do most of the monuments. Downside is that I went bankrupt last time in literally a split second. And now that's becoming a little bit of an issue. That split second bankruptcy cost me quite a bit in terms of growth and whatnot. And as soon as you go bankrupt, you have bigger issues, bigger problems to pry. That would be you just don't have space for things. You can't do achievements. I think that's a pretty big issue. So I'm going to start trying to connect some of my zones together. So what I'm going to do is build the access first. Boom shakalaka right there. And it's a nice little overpass. Oh, that's so sweet looking. Look how nice it looks. And I'm going to connect it in wherever I can, basically. Do I need a smaller type of road? Slope too steep. I wonder if I could shrink this down from 2 to just 1 elevation. Will that work? Will that get me across? Looks like it will. And connects in nicely here. Will it connect in nicely here? Yes, it will. So that's just a nice, easy way to get between Tokyo Town and Industrial Way. And I already have... Oh, wait, no, I don't. I don't have anything across here. Okay, so... remember, I gotta start off like this. And connect in to pretty random locations. Just to kind of keep the city kind of interconnected. Geez, I wonder if I connect these two. Okay, is it going to get across? It will get across. Just barely. Nice little overpasses over the highway. And, there's no direct access here. These are not those sorts of overpasses. And now this area here was always a little wonky. I didn't connect one key area that just always kind of made sense. So I'm going to do that now. Because it just made sense. Always did. And I'll connect these two as well. Same basic reason. Gives more access. And actually I could even connect right here, perhaps. And if I delete this little knobby down here, I actually get a little more space out of this. Which will not be for that, it'll be industrialized space. I can probably get rid of these little crumbs here. And add in some commercial zones here. Some low value commercial zones. Okay, now, what is this power line doing here? Does it have any purpose? It doesn't seem to. Okay, that one's completely empty. I can destroy that, actually. What I will do is build a road across here. This will help with a lot of shared services as well as things like garbage. And this is something I should have done a while ago, making all these little overpasses. This area looks decently connected. No reason for these two not to be connected. And all looks fine. So I have a lot of space left still. I'm at 80,000 people. I think I'll probably be able to get to around 200,000 people. I have all this. I have down here, which I've kind of been planning to make industrial, but now I don't know. Over here, up here, all of this. And then I get one more tile. This is one that I was going with. Yay, we're expanding again. So I purchased all the tiles for this city. Population is shrinking. It shouldn't be. What would be our main issues here? What is the issue with this tissue? Now, this is a pretty new residential area. So here, our immediate problems are not enough goods to sell. Do we have any residential here at all? No, it's all commercial. So not enough goods to sell. Unfortunately, I can't really fix that because, you know, we have a harbor right there. So I'm going to add some dead body pickup services. That makes everyone happy, doesn't it? Yeah. Warm and tingly inside. What other sorts of things do we need? Like, just not having enough goods to sell is a huge problem. And unfortunately, I don't have enough industry or infrastructure to support that. This place just full of emptiness, all because of lack of goods to sell. I see. It's a shame I don't own this piece here, so I could kind of link in more highway bits. Oh well. That is life. House fire protection at dead end. Looks fine, actually, so... Fire protection is like my big pet peeve of all pet peeves. Just because if I have to manually like demolish buildings that are sucking, that's gonna be a big problem. Now a lot of these they say they don't have enough workers, but it's a problem of the demographic because of my city. My city shifted over to being highly educated, and they're obviously going for these big commercial jobs here. As you can see, 6 of the 6 highly educated here. Okay, I don't think there's anything here that you can fix with that. How's our land values looking? Steel City is just terrible. I have nothing here, so I'm going to place some things, hopefully to bring up our land value a little bit. And hopefully that will draw more people to stay here in Steel City. Okay, and what about my other new zone? The lumber yard. Not new, but it's still newish. Okay, that increased property values there. Like is this is leisure a thing people want in these refineries? Seems to have gone up a bit. So I'm stuck around 80,218 people right now. Mass transit is off the hizzow. That's what all the cool kids are saying these days. A lot of abandoned buildings. Oops, no, I don't want to destroy that. Very important structure. I have a decent amount of tax revenues to spend. How's my tourism doing anyway? Like, tourism's not a big industry for me, obviously, because I'm so industrial. I think it's resources? No, exports. That would be outside connections. Where's my import-export thing-babobber? That should be it, shouldn't it? Where is it? 13% unemployment. That's sad. Oh, the noise pollution. So much noise pollution. None of these are what I want. I think it's outside connections what I want, but there's not a toggle here for tourism. Just tells me how much I'm importing, which is a lot. A lot of imports, and still actually not enough, unfortunately for me. So what to do? God, this train line is crazy. Just loops around all over the place. Okay, I might try and fill in a lot of the spaces that I still have And I'm going to get rid of this. I think this is not worthwhile. I think it is stupid. It's crappy to maintain. I don't want to maintain it. It's not a good place to have stuff around the highway, and not going to be conducive to anything, really. I'm going to put all these guys in this little... oh, geez. If I can get the service road out just a little more. There. And that'll make for a very good place to put all these incineration plants that provide a lot of power, but also provide garbage removal, which is a good balance in life. I still think it's Sweden. Sweden's that one wonky country that has a lot of incinerators powering. They have to actually, in order to maintain their power, because they've been so good about recycling and environmental stuff, they have to actually import other countries' garbage. It's such a wonky and weird problem to have. We are garbage importers. Wow, I have a lot of freaking firehouses up here. Okay, that's where all my money's been going to. Put all of them down there. I put every single one. Every one of them down there. Okay, so I only had 2 firehouses. That's still a lot of firehouses for what would end being one very tiny area. Yeah. That will certainly make my industrial partners happy. The building has burned down. Okay, well, since I'm moneybags right now, I can probably do free public transit. This is going to cost me a nice bit, though. See all my money vanish. I'm at 15,800 right now. Let's see if it goes down. Yeah, it's teetering downward. I don't like this one bit. Oh yeah, it's going down fast. Hopefully that means that my actual transport use is going up some. 60. No, it's still basically the same. I'm just paying more, but I guess it makes people happier. So I got that going for me. People's happiness. That's what all I'm about, is people's happiness. So I'm not going to be building any more industrial. Pretty sure. The zones I have, Farmville, Corn County, Oil Country, Woodchuckers, and Miners Dement, are kind of the last ones of that. I didn't quite make it to this oil down here, so I'm not going to be moving Oil Country down there. If anything, one thing I might do, highly consider doing, is making Oil Country into generic industry. The only thing that stops me is that my base is so educated here that it feels like it'd be a waste of educated employees. So from here on out, it will be offices, residential, and commercial, kind of all co-opting into each other. In the meantime, I have to create a merge in from this highway, and then I have to create a way over the highway, and then a similar merge on the other side. So I'm going to... I shouldn't have destroyed that road before, but I'm going to redo it. And try to get this taking up as little space as humanly possible. There we go. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. Now here is one neat little trick we can do. To pause for now because this is a pretty sketchy trick. So belated. I might not be able to keep this overpass. I'm not sure yet. Take a traffic circle. Yeah, I'm going to temporarily destroy this overpass. It'll be back, don't worry. We're going to take a traffic circle. Actually, it doesn't actually matter which way it points, so it just matters the position. So I'm going to put it in the base here. And what I'm going to do is delete the 4 any roads. And then what we're going to do is use the upgrade tool. Upgrade this all to highway. So it's a 100km/h traffic circle. Possibly the most retarded concept on the planet. And then we're going to link in all the various sides as the shape has malformed. And this is probably the only usefulness for traffic circles in this game is as a way of linking highway in. Now, am I going to just link this up directly? No. No, I will not. Nope, I will be, in fact, making a road directly over it like this. Has to look pretty, people. And we will make the smallest ramp possible down to connect in here. And same thing on this side. Smallest possible down ramp. So now, all I have to do is connect in an in route and an out route into my traffic circle. So this will be the in. That is not the cleanest looking in. And this will be the out. And yeah, also not the cleanest looking out. And that should work. Let's see now. How do people go through this? And ta-da! A pretty looking traffic circle with an option for another direction. This is a 6 lane possibility in and out. And as long as you keep everything as one ways, it works pretty flawlessly. The second you start adding in 2 ways, it can get pretty rough on congestion. That's definitely not an issue just yet. Alright, let's get bacon. So, big road across here. And we're going to need some water. It's good to see all my old infrastructure still in place. And I'm going to need to connect electricity across the way. Actually, looks like I can put a few more offices just before the overpass. Ta-da! And I'm going to be building a brand new neighborhood. And this probably one over here, then one over here, and then we'll connect the highway into here and probably make this connect into this highway piece here. So that's 2 separate neighborhoods, 2 gigantic neighborhoods as well. And a train that goes through here. That will be a very good place to get supplies for our consumer goods divisions. I don't know. Looks like I'm pretty slow on growth right now. Maybe building new areas will help expand that. So I'm going to use a 3 over here. I hope you guys don't mind the jargon by this point, but I'm assuming that everyone that's watched this knows that when I say 3, I mean a 3-lane road. Okay. I'm going to paint all the outskirts as green. Although there is no demand for residential properties right now. Hopefully that will change. Okay, So, this very, very large neighborhood at the middle, I guess, where I have to put it. One road out this way. It's going to be a funny looking place, that's for certain. Not quite straight. Put some high density commercial in there. Now, for these roads, which are going to have to be very funny looking. Might be able to squeeze 3 on this side. Yes, it looks like I will, but barely be able to squeeze 3 on this side. A little bit of overlap. I don't want too much of that. If I get rid of this little piece here, I get a little bit of extra. Okay, so now southward bound. If I do this, I might be able to grab extra space. No, about the same crappy amount of space. And then down here. Okay, and I still need a lot of commercial for some reason. I don't know why, but I do. See, this would be a lot easier if people actually settled my residential zones, because that actually just boosts up value of things like education, fire services, healthcare, things like that, that people actually care about. I'm even going to throw some offices in here, some nice offices, which will be helpful in fulfilling my goal of taking over the world. Okay, so that's another zone done, and we get to name it. Now it has absolutely no historical roots, and I prefer to have communities with historical roots. So the only thing we really know about this place, because it's completely underdeveloped, completely unauthentic zone, is that it's north of the highway. That's all we know. So that's what we're going to call it. North of highway. Wow, that was complicated. Now, gee, some of these commercial zones are some pretty nasty spots. I'm having problems figuring out my top and my bottom. This is right. Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, so I have a full-on fire department over this way. A lot of these structures have higher than average burning, so that's an issue. Fire hazard safety is quite low. Is there anything else that I can use that will help me? Education boost doesn't make people happier. Recycling reduces garbage. Pet ban decreases happiness. Industrial space planning allows industry. High-tech housing. There we go. So slightly increased land value turns homes into much cooler, smart homes to raise the land value around them. Let's see if I can afford that. I have 7,000 bones right now. Let's see how much that drops that to. 6,100. 5,500. 5,000. Oh god, it continues to go down. 4,400. I could just raise taxes. That would just defeat the whole point, wouldn't it? Taxes will make people hate me more. So I'm not really seeing the benefits of free travel here. I have 7,000 still. Pretty much the exact same number of people here. and our revenues are just dipping down pretty fast to entry level. You know how I started the game. So just a 1% increase in this tax should do me good. Yeah, I just don't see that going anywhere, to be honest. So many abandoned buildings. I think I'm just going to de-strip this whole area. Because obviously people don't want to live directly next to the highway. That was probably a silly idea on my part, not going to lie. But office places are usually pretty noisy, so maybe people will want to have offices here. Yes, that is the Statue of Liberty sitting here. You don't actually see that many tourists in these towns, so kind of awkward actually. Okay, well, with that small increased taxes, suddenly I'm making 23,000 more dollars. So that's good. How's my power sources? Excellent, because of nuclear. Water is fine. I actually have nothing to worry about. And that's always troublesome for these sorts of games, when you have nothing to worry about. So now what do I do? This power line might be redundant. Only one way to find out. Gonzo. Now let's look at our education levels. So some of these places are pretty high in education, other places are not. Try and satisfy more demands and not less. These people over here are hyper uneducated. Put a high school right in the middle of their lawn. And there is a university here actually. Actually, the number of high school people that I have, I could probably support another high school somewhere. So maybe in our new zone, part of our future planning project. All the people in that neighborhood that are happy. Yay, we have one school. Yay is us. Crime rate still stays notoriously low. Healthcare, cemetery usage is, you know, I can always use more cemeteries. Crematoriums are not doing so hot. I'm going to add another one here where we have all these commercial buildings that don't have any particular use. Now, our healthcare is actually not bad, 85%. I don't really know where the sickness is. Maybe, no, that's a full cemetery. I gotta get the sickness out. But I think a hospital will be my next build. I have 2 hospitals in this giant neighborhood. So it's not that sick. Coppertown has 1. Lumberyard actually has 1 as well. Who doesn't have a hospital? The Aquifer Plaza doesn't. Industrial Way has no healthcare. None at all. So that resolves that. It's going to be going to Industrial Way, which doesn't have any health issues or anything like that. But, you know, I gotta build something with all this money. Wish there were neat places you can put this though. Yay! More hospitals. Garbage collection, that's a big issue, I bet. Yes, it is. Of course it is. So Tokyo Town does not have great garbage collection services. Well, there's no reason for them not to. I'm going to develop an teensy tiny industrial zone south of this, which will also act as the home of their incineration plants. And I can even connect it in directly to this one, just for funsies, because this will increase our interconnectedness and will also increase our services. I can't quite afford that yet. I'm very tempted to just destroy oil country, because I don't... It's so tough to make as a decision. If I destroy it, I'm going to depower this area. It could cost me a fortune. I have all these educated citizens who have nothing to do with their time. All the while I could... I don't know what I do with this. I could rezone this all as office and real estate, or residential, but I don't know. It would resolve all my problems with traffic. Future planning, because the thing that I discovered is that there's this natural resources bar. So I built this on an ore deposit. So this will actually produce ore. I built this on a giant pile of trees. So this will actually produce lumber products. This one isn't built on oil. The only patch of oil is right here, really. There's some smaller ones, like right here, but not anything particularly big. So that's a really crappy spot. I might get rid of that. The other one I'm kind of looking at is Farmville. It is another one that's kind of ill-placed for industrial zones. But I do need to have areas that will carry incinerators without reducing the pollutant levels too much. So with everything being nice and connected now, this one could hypothetically go here, over to here, over to here. Oh, got your garbage, and go. Or cross here and get the garbage there. As I have more services, obviously the number of people that want to join my city increases. It just has to be the right services, ones that people want. Oops. See Daisy. How else is everyone doing? Good. And this one I have all connected already. Nobody moving in, of course. Why would they want to move in? It's a putrid city full of abandoned buildings. Yeah, I might need another train over here. These are my problems. They're not big ones, but they are still problems. It's hard to say. You can never tell whether these are at capacity or whatnot. When you zoom in, you can kind of see trucks coming in, trucks going out, but not quite the lineups like at Oil City. Like at Oil City, it's it's pounding. It's insane. Same when you go over to the dock. Like the dock is ridiculous. So the biggest issue down here is actually going to be traffic. So I might have to go a slow process of de-industrializing Oil City. I didn't really want to do that, but I think I have to. So, and I do mean slow, because I need to have connectivity. So I'm going to zone. I don't need all that. Just need the space around this incinerator plant to go over to office spaces. And then all these can be office spaces. So I won't be producing as much, or I won't be losing as much from production, but I will be getting taxes from these offices. So positives and negatives all around. And this is on a particularly low land value because let's see, it's ground pollution. There it is. This is a pretty heavily ground polluted area. 16% is quite high. When we go to other parts, oh my god, this water pollution. Oh, that's so disgusting. Average drinkable water pollution, 0%. Look how brown it is. Yeah, these are obviously places that have high ground pollution. Okay, what other service can I add somewhere? Maybe another police department in this neighborhood, just to make it even safer. Huzzah! Keep moving in. It's actually the lumber yard that I more or less need them to move in. Steel City, the impeccable standard of health over here, has one clinic that covers everyone and actually does the job of it. Not a good job, just a job. It's so much just to wait for money to kind of roll in. And this is this is such an exceptionally good idea. I mean, everyone just flows in and out of it so easily. Are these people walking? Where are they walking to? To work here at the high school? That's weird. It's so weird when people walk everywhere. Now this is becoming a main thoroughfare suddenly. I guess it always kind of made a bit of sense. Oh good, I do have this connection. It's not a big important one, but it is a shortcut for our commercial vehicles to kind of just cut across here and then go to the train yard. One train yard, not the train yard, a train yard. Bring me down to Copper Town. There's no logical reason for this place to have any shortages of goods just because it's right next to the train yard. But it does. Of course it does. Not big ones, just little ones. Just the way we like it. Good, good, good. What's going over here? One weirdly abandoned place. That's a different area of the city, my bad. So I'm kind of stuck right now at the, around the 80,000 marker. Should be a lot easier to grow than this, but something is holding me back, and it's probably trash. Looks like it's trash that's holding me back. AKA garbage removals. So everything else seems to be fine. Maybe I can lay down another bus depot somewhere. You know, for fun or something. Maybe I'll put this one more on the north side. And you're connected. Thank you. Maybe that will get more buses going around. I really don't know at this point. If it works, it should add another 1,000 people using mass transit. But, I'm not going to count on it. God, it's so brown. I'm not talking about Chris Brown. I mean brown, the color brown. So we're collecting 466,000 units of garbage a week. Our capacity for incineration is 1.8 million a week. We could buy garbage from people. That should be an option in the game. That should be one of these little perks. Purchasing garbage to fill up incinerators. That would be insanely good. So this makes high density buildings double their sales, upkeep 4 cents high density, blah blah blah. It's going to increase commercial demand. So please don't cost too much for me. Hoping it increases commercial demand. I don't know what it really does. Could have any effect. Oh wow, it actually increased my freaking weekly income. That's insane. Wow. Well, I might as well be a small business enthusiast as well. Now this will, what? Doubles the amount of goods produced by industry? Yeah, let's do that one as well. Why not? Oh my god! The tax revenues! Heavy traffic ban, no. No, not in this city. Oh wow, with all this I can actually, like... Well, I can do a nice bit. Recycling does what again? So, slightly reduced tax income heavily reduces the amount of garbage. So hopefully that has an effect. Apparently no one has picked up this dead body here, so I'm just going to delete this by putting a nice shelter over here. And yeah, the revenues that I'm getting from these perks is insane. $141,000 by doubling up my productions in most of these industries. You'd think that'd make me a little bit sour, but that was not the case. Let's see. Brown is not my favorite color. That sounded mildly racist. Alright, moving on. Maybe right here to cover everything. I already had a fire station there anyway. That will cover the rest. It hasn't actually had any kind of effect on my industrial demand, adding these fire stations. Slowly building away. This should make people actually run out of stuff faster. Doubling sales makes sense. People should run out of resources twice as fast. Alright, now with this wicked amount of money, maybe I'll work my way towards a monument. I mean, these are very pricey. I mean, look at this. It costs $8,000 a week for this fusion power plant. $16,000 a week for the space elevator. That one's not too bad, $6,400 a week, but still, these are pricey. Medical center, $14,400 a week. Now keep in mind, these are practical. Some of these are actually practical. They do things. And the Hadron Collider, which of course is the thing that smashes atoms, and as soon as the Hadron Collider came along, they discovered 100 different molecules or something stupid like that. Okay, so what I'll build is the fusion power plant. $1 million. So I need a tax office. Where's the tax office? That's not the right category, is it? Statue of Wealth, Statue of Shopping, Plaza of the Dead. How creepy is that? Lazarette Plaza. What do I actually need to get that? I wonder. Average citizen health under 20%. Oh, they have to be dead. I can't have that. Fountain of Life and Death. Friendly Neighborhood Park. transport tower, mall moderation, posh mall. What does this require me to have? All taxes at most 4%. How long do I have to hold that? Because that one's exceptionally easy to unlock. Just gotta dump all my taxes. Because funny thing, I can actually afford insanely low taxes right now because that's not where my money's coming from. Oh yeah, there we go. It's dipping again. At most 4%. Which one's not 4%? That doesn't make sense. I did it. Okay, so I gotta kind of juice these back up because otherwise I'm a goner. Okay, that will hopefully put me back in the green momentarily. So did that have any effect on it? No, I still don't know what this means. All tax rates at most 4%. I mean, I don't know what that means. Colossal Order offices, and this is actually the makers of the game. It's official park, courthouse, Grand Mall, tax office. Here we go, the tax office. So civil servants work tirelessly in the tax office to optimize the taxes to your liking. Requirement for building the fusion power plant. So I'm going to put this in Coppertown, which is nice and open right now. And this will increase tourism value. It does have a little bit of noise pollution. The orange ring is noise pollution, so not everyone's going to be super thrilled about it, but in the larger string of things, it is. Okay, so it's going for the fusion power plant, so I've constructed the tax office. Now what? Okay, it's not going to help me out, so I just got to find all the things related to fusion power plant. I really wish it would just list off the things that I need, rather than play this guessing game. So if it says fusion power plant on it, let's see. Eden Project, Medical Center, Space Elevator, Hadron Collider, Eden Project, Hadron Collider, Fusion Power Plant. This one I need. 1,000 abandoned buildings in the city. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? At once? Jesus. Okay, I can't build the bloody Hadron Collider or Fusion Power Plant. So let's go with Space Elevator, perhaps. Space Elevator. So let's see. I need the Expo Center, Stadium, Sky, Theater of Wonders. Wait, just here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look at these black ones and see what they say on them. So I can't do Eden, I can't do Hadron, I can't do the power plant, I can't do the medical center. Can't do that one. What does this one say? It's Hadron Collider again. And this one is Medical Center. So I can do the space elevator. That's it. I can just do the space elevator. So that's what I'll do. Let's space elevator this up. Just gotta find out which one's our space elevator. So Statue of Wealth, that is going to be a awesome project. Makes everyone happy. Hadron Collider. Fusion Power Plant, no. Fusion Power Plant. Eden. Something. Transport Towers. And that one's for the space elevator as well. Yay, even more people happy. Is that wealth here? That wealth is exceptionally low in the north. Let's get a few parks around here. Anyway, where was I? Yes, building the something space thing. So that's Medical Center. This one, Hadron Collider. Medical Center. Ah, the Grand Mall for the tourists. Let's see. Oh, people are actually starting to move in here. Hey, yeah, except I have to demolish their homes. Building must be placed along roadside. This is pretty much roadside. Yay, makes those 3 people happy. They're so happy. I already built the tax office. It is pretty much useless to me right now. Let's see, the Opera House is for the space elevator as well. Now the Sydney Opera House is along a coast, so I'm going to try and replicate that the best I can. Putting it there, I guess. Yay, everyone's happy. Fusion power plant. Come on, what's this one say? Eden Project. Hadron Collider, of course. Expo Center for the space elevator. Okay. Jeez, a lot of these areas are very, very low wealth. I have to quickly do something with that. It's probably why people aren't moving in. Why people are en masse moving out. Okay, so one more structure for this. What is it? Stadium. That is $200,000. Jesus! It is the most expensive thing that I have. So it's going to take me a week to earn revenues to get that, and yeah, hopefully that's something. I mean, these things are not cheap either. I think, yeah, it's like 1.5 mil for the space elevator. It's not. There's nothing cheap about it. So, some places are shrinking, some places are growing. I think a lot of the loss of growth was due to me literally because I was demolishing buildings that had people in them. But I feel like overall my trend is probably towards growth, probably capping it around 82,000 right now, just because lacking services and whatnot. But as I destroy buildings, new ones are getting put up, demand is increasing for residential properties, taxes are insanely high, and there we go, back to being positive. I thought it was. So 200,000. This is going to be a big stadium, which we needed for the space elevator. So maybe I'll put it in the lumber yard. Oh, look, our new attraction will make great postcards. Proud citizen. Okay, so now, space elevator. $1.5 million to do this. This is going to be a lot of saving up here. So people near and far travel to the city to see space elevator. This means a huge influx of tourists who will also spend money while visiting. Tourists, it seems, don't spend that much, and you don't get a big bang for your tourism buck. I mean, let's face it. Look at all these pink buildings. That's tourism. 112 people. It's not a huge industry. By doubling my industrial products, I have gotten to like 9,000. That's not that much better, actually. Probably because I demolished so much of my industry at some point or the other. Wrong one. That's actually been covered by fires. There's no reason for that to have burnt down. Jeez, I wish I can kind of get like more squares than what I have. Like if I can grab this one here as well, that would be absolutely sick. But right now I'm on a mission. I need to increase taxes ever so slightly again. Just on a few people. Hopefully that doesn't deter too many people from joining us in the city, as we have now the Grand Mall. And all these things have local and tourism use, so I'm not entirely reliant on tourism for this. Where is it? The tax office? Like I had 3 visitors from my city, and 1 visitor that was a tourist, and I don't think they should generate revenues. Pretty sure they don't. I mean, 27 visitors, 0 tourists. 0. Not 1 tourist involved. Now I could encourage more tourist growth by building an airport. But tourism isn't a big boon for me, so I just don't see it. So now it's the waiting game. Waiting for 1.5 million, and it's a very expensive upkeep, so taxes will almost always have to be pretty high for this. Jeez, there's still some here that don't get a lot of collection. And looks like there's sick people here. No, low land value. That's not good. I can fix that by just destroying it. Putting up something with good land value. Okay. Well, the wait is on, I guess. Not sure I'm going to develop in this space yet. Probably this highway access here. I guess. I keep kind of looking at this, like, do I still need this line here? And it seems I do, because my north and my south are not directly connected on this industrial area, but don't need all of it. Just that little bit. I guess to occupy myself, I can destroy buildings. Which will increase land value. There's a lot of abandoned buildings. Probably at 300, judging by that that meter for that one particular wonder. None of these roads are upgraded. Oops. I just like upgrading them to get rid of these cars on the sidewalks. I find that really obnoxious. Okay. Should increase demand for living here. Decent bet. Okay, slightly more pricier improvement. Anything to get rid of people parking on sidewalks. Okay, now this area, it's not bad off, only has one to destroy. That is not a bad area. That's a nice part of the city. None to destroy here. Tons over here though, in the former industrial zone. Looks like this area just really does miss on supplies. It's weird because I actually gave this place pretty direct highway access. Oh, okay. I see a little problem. See if I can turn... No, it's not going to let me. It's a shame. Why? Because main road's in the way, so I have to shrink one road to make this one bigger. Okay, that's not going to work. It's not too big of an issue. It just bothers me. Ye Old Farmers District. Seems like the only buildings I'm actually destroying are commercial. Because every time I see them, they're very, very familiar. I don't have to get rid of any of those. That's the industrial area. The botanical district has a few. All, of course, commercial. I mean, the scariest sight in my lifetime was seeing an abandoned Quiznos across the street from the hotel in Detroit. I mean, the sign was stripped off. There were people using it as shelter without being able to go inside because I guess they're honest homeless people who wouldn't break it down and just walk inside this completely abandoned building that nobody's using, that has no power in it. No, they just use it for shelter on the outside. Good, honest people. Okay, so none of those need to get ditched. Steel City has created more abandonment problems. This place is a gift that continues to keep on giving. And I have a dam, so I can't do anything about that. Okay, so at 700,000, some still to go. Did any of these office places actually build up here? Or is it still, yeah, it's still just all zoned there. Well, I am going to stay committed to dezoning this. I don't need to necessarily build anything in its place, but I do need to dezone it. Just because the lack of resources here, the increases in traffic, it's not making a lot of sense because I'm not producing a lot of oil products. I mean, I go to this one, that's pollution. Look at exports. I mean, oil products. Like, this is a big zone. Don't get me wrong. This is a big zone. This is about, you know, 50 to 55% the size of woodchuckers, but woodchuckers is just developing so much more. Mining is outstripping it already. It's not even filled up. I mean, this oil industry is going to be very quickly the way of the past, unfortunately, but it will lead the way for some more super duper guys. So, and I don't have to get rid of everything in oil country completely, but getting rid of a few of these will free up some traffic, specifically the kind going towards this port here or going towards this rail yard here, and that'll be all good. Classic shop. Okay, so this doesn't need to be here anymore. You can have it like up here, cover more of an area. Now, demand's actually going up slightly. I hope that means they're moving into this new zone. And it does! They are moving into the new zone! Yay! Yay! Police officer, small something. There's something with a carbon footprint. Recycling. Oh. Well, I think doth do protest too much. Monuments are the end-all of the game. I mean, they're very expensive. You have to have a very big, powerful city to really make them worthwhile. Kind of like a lot of these things, like the city planning thing, I actually don't see the downside to all three of these. I mean, or all four of these. I would keep all four of these in play from now on. Like, they're just all really good. They all generate tax revenue, and they don't seem to suggest a real downside. I mean, what they're suggesting is that you get higher tax revenues in exchange for paying support, which, you know, just means you get higher tax revenues. There's no downside. You should always turn those on. Although high-tech apartments is a little wonky, what it means is that you have less maintenance costs on parks and recreation, which is not particularly expensive. But I don't know how it is on a per house basis. Maybe the high-tech apartment is pretty valuable on a per house basis. Three identical towers right next to each other. Do they have identical fronts as well? Yeah, they're literally the exact same model 3 times in a row. Well, you can only build so many skyscrapers in the world before eventually you're going to have some copycats, I guess. This place just is a house of abandonment. Nobody wants to live in this place. Nobody! Tax revenues just dropped by about $14,000 suddenly without any kind of expectation. Yeah, I guess because there's such a high demand for commercial, it probably also means that everyone's selling out of products now, whereas they weren't before. If they have no products, they don't pay taxes. That's rule uno numero, or something along those lines. Right, so it's all connected. Excellent. I can destroy this line here, which will open up another area to development, which will happen. I'll be back to development as soon as I can build this space elevator. Let's see, power is good, and water is also good. Okay. Well, I'm getting a little bored. Just waiting. This has not been a little bit of time, this video. This video has been a very, very long time. Abandoned buildings cause problems. Okay, let's dezone a little more industrial. Yay! Is this an incinerator plant? It is. I think if we get rid of this industrial zone, we will slowly move into a world where it'll all be about shipping and traffic getting to things properly, and things that should make sense. Because right now, this area here is insane. Like, there's just so much industrial traffic heading this way, almost for no reason at all. I mean, like, even guys are coming from over here to that area. This is a place that has 2 train yards. It's going all the way over here or something. Actually, I think I might do this after. My consideration here is to put a seaport here and here, and just run them directly off the highway. So I'd have a southbound one that would connect in, like, make one off-road here, one off-road here, then one here, and go doop doop, and simple stuff like that. And that way I won't have to deal with everyone kind of beelining for this one shipping yard. Because, yeah, that one shipping yard does support a lot of stuff. Downside is that too many people head to that one. And it's gotta stop. But it is an idea for the future. So I'm at 1.3 mil, and remember, for this I need $1.5 million to buy this. How much are expensive are all these other ones, I wonder? So, for the... Oh, Game Pros. Oh, God. Oh, no. I broke the game. Oh, God, that's terrifying. I thought I broke the game. This one's $1 million. This one's $850,000. It's pretty cheap, actually. 650,000. And the Hadron Collider is 800,000. So I'm building the most expensive. So I'm starting at the top, working my way down. Any industrial zones I can get rid of will be of great help. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh boy. Where does this actually lead to? Oh, it wasn't... I have some redundancies. It wasn't a total emergency, but it could have become one. This kind of shows you how interconnected some of my stuff is. So we'll get rid of this one too. Goodbye to you. Goodbye to everything that you do. 1.4 million. We're kind of getting close to the threshold. It's $85,791 a month. I kind of wish that they'd show how much money you get daily, because daily income is actually the more important one, because you know, the thing down there is daily. And I just noticed that it's 2033. I've been playing this game for 18 years. That is a little nutso. And it's taken me 18 years to develop the space elevator. And I do have a few places I can put it. I can put it here in this new-ish zone to expand the test of time. Maybe I can put it into an older neighborhood. For example, right here next to the highway. So for now, not enough money, because I'm actually broke. Don't tell that to my loan officers. And I don't know if this will actually increase the value of the area or anything like that, but I do know this is an achievement. But since I lost the ability to get achievements, I can no longer get this particular achievement. Grumble, 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 grumble. Okay, I'm not going to do it right at 1.5 mil, which is where I'm at right now. I can build it. I'm going to wait till 1.5 and 10, just in case stuff happens. Alright. Huzzah! Everyone's unhappy. Yay. Now there's a building if I ever saw one. This monumental World of Tomorrow. Yes, people are very happy and excited. So what do we have here? This very expensive piece of baloney. It is very futuristic. Many futuristic. It's got all sorts of antennae and stuff. I don't know what it does. You can move it. How much does it cost to move? I don't want to even try. Oh, it's got passengers. So this is actually the method, I guess, of space travel. Get lots of tourists with space elevators. This will get tourists into space. Huh. That could actually potentially earn money. That's weird. I don't know if any of those space travel companies are really that valuable, though. I mean, they're valuable in terms of their assets, but I don't know if they're valuable in terms of what they get out of life. The life of the company, that is. So, welcome to the world of tomorrow, I guess. Time the infrastructure of this place. This place has zero infrastructure. But it might be something that I'll have to do later. Until then, my name is Troublemaker. Thank you guys for watching.